Power Rangers was released in 1994 on the Game Gear, plus a lot of other consoles, but on the Game Gear. From Sims was the developer and the publisher was Sega. This was actually one of my favorite games when I got this game. I didn't even actually watch Power Rangers much back then. I mean, I knew what it was, but I liked fighting games, and my Game Gear was a great system to go to. I loved NBA Jam on it. Cool Spot was fantastic, but I was blown away by Power Rangers. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it has a versus mode and a story mode. The unfortunate part was I didn't know a lot of people with the Game Gear, so I didn't get to do the versus mode ever, but this game was great. Especially at the time, I thought the graphics were actually really well done, and then it just progresses nicely, especially with all the different Zords you get. I also really like the manuals for back then. Right on the getting started page even, it's almost as if like I'm explaining it to someone. It's not even like the manual's explaining as a manual. Here's what it actually says. Getting started. The Sega logo is followed by a brief introduction. Then the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers title screen appears. Wait a moment to see a demonstration of the game. From any other screen, press start until the title screen appears, then press start again to bring up the game menu. I just like how it says after the Sega logo follow. But here's how the games go. Story game. Play 7 rounds to save the Earth. Fight first as the Power Ranger, then the Megazord or Dragon Zord, against the Putty Patrol and Rita Repulsa's evil horde. Versus game. Choose a warrior and fight against a computer-selected opponent. Or Link game. Challenge a friend to match with the fighter of your choice. For a Link game, you must have 2 Game Gear units, 2 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game cartridges, and a gear-to-gear cable. And then there's an option part too where you can mix the controls around. And then actually for only having a directional pad start button and 1 and 2 button, there were a few things you could do in here. You know, obviously start the game would be start. The D-pad was your directionals. But you could choose items in a menu screen, and that would be like hitting, you know, the start and button 1 or 2 depending what you want. Pause would be start. Skip past the story screens, hit start or button 1 or button 2. And then, of course, moving your character around would be left and right on the D-pad. The jump would be the D-pad up. Crouching guards, the D-pad down. Punch is button 1. Kick is button 2. Fierce attack or throw, buttons 1 and 2 simultaneously. Create special attacks, that would be the D-pad, button 1 and button 2. So, like, Trina, for example, could throw a dagger. Jason could do a dash and sword swipe, and other items like that. The Megazords would perform moves also, which was always really cool. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the game, because all of this was packed into a small screen, and it really felt like it was, you know, a high-end titled game, especially at the time. But even looking at it today, I'm looking at this going, I really did enjoy this game, and I can see why. Even as I watch the playback of this game as I'm talking and doing the narration over it, I'm just amazed that back in '94, this was released. I mean, it blew me away then, and I'm looking at it now, and I still feel a lot of nostalgia for it and really enjoy just watching it. This is something I would really like to see remastered, maybe on a... This would be a great Switch game. There's something about it being portable that I would love to see. And it's a great game. And it's even actually getting a little harder to find, and I see its prices going up. Nothing that would totally break the bank, but more than I normally pay for a Game Gear game. Other than that, I hope you liked the video, and share, like it, subscribe, any of that good stuff. All of it helps it out, and we do appreciate it. Thanks.